Are you ready to dive into a tale that combines Hollywood glitz, financial genius, and just a pinch of insanity? Welcome to our channel, where today we unravel the secret of how three friends turned a crazy idea into a billion-dollar empire. Let us embark on a journey that will leave you questioning everything you know about making it big in the entertainment industry. Imagine a world where taking less upfront cash could lead to billion-dollar paydays. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to the executive producers of the long-running hit show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But how did this happen? What's the secret behind their staggering wealth? And what lessons can we learn from their story? Buckle up and prepare to be amazed as we reveal the shocking secret behind the billions earned by the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. $200 bet that changed TV. Before we delve into the secrets of their mind-boggling wealth, let's rewind the clock to understand how it all began. In the early 2000s, three aspiring actors, Rob McElhenney, Glenn Howerton, and Charlie Day, had an idea that seemed as audacious as it was brilliant. With a meager budget of around $100 to $200, they shot a rough pilot for a show that revolved around three narcissistic actors trying to make it big. Fast forward to today, and the show has not only made them incredibly wealthy, but has also changed the very fabric of Hollywood. But how did they manage to achieve this seemingly overnight success? Was it just luck, or was there a master plan at play? To answer that question, we need to look at what FX Networks was doing at the time. Under the leadership of John Landgraf, FX was looking to take risks, experimenting with unconventional programming that pushed the boundaries of traditional television. They were willing to invest in new voices, and this led them to the doorstep of Rob, Glenn, and Charlie. When the trio pitched their show, it was like a match made in heaven. FX recognized the brilliance of their concept, and here's where the magic happened. In a move that was unprecedented in Hollywood, FX gave these young, inexperienced creators complete creative freedom. This meant no network interference, no watering down of their vision, and perhaps most importantly, no financial limitations. FX trusted them to create something extraordinary, and did they deliver? Hollywood's new playbook, the low-cost revolution. Now, you might be wondering, how did a low-budget show about three narcissistic actors become a cultural phenomenon? The answer lies in the innovative approach to production that Rob, Glenn, and Charlie embraced from the outset. Instead of following the conventional path of spending millions per episode, they stuck to their guns, keeping the budget low and the quality high. But how did they manage to pull this off? You might think they were just frugal or maybe a little crazy. But in reality, they were onto something big. Their genius lay in understanding that great comedy didn't need fancy sets or special effects. It all came down to the writing and the actors' chemistry. With this realization, they created an environment where the humor flowed naturally, emerging from the dysfunctional interactions of the gang in a single-room setting. By stripping away all the bells and whistles, they managed to keep costs down while amplifying what truly mattered, the writing and the performances. And the result was nothing short of spectacular. FX saw this and said, "Let's double down." They recognized that by supporting this low-cost model, they were not only nurturing a unique show, but also saving on expenses. It was a win-win situation. The math behind their success is staggering. While most network sitcoms are burning through millions per episode, Sunny was produced for a mere $550,000 per half-hour. This meant they could produce an entire season for just a fraction of what other shows spent on a single episode. And as the show gained momentum, this financial advantage snowballed, allowing them to invest in even better writing and performances. The unheard-of deal. Now, you might be thinking, these guys must have been raking in the dough, right? Well, hold on to your hats because the story takes another unexpected turn. Instead of opting for the typical big paychecks, Rob, Glenn, and Charlie made a bold move. They took less money upfront and instead negotiated a sizable ownership stake in the show. This meant that instead of relying on a steady stream of income from the network, they bet on the success of the show themselves. It was a risky move, but one that paid off in a way that few could have imagined. And to understand the magnitude of their success, let's dive into the numbers. By 2011, after just 7 seasons on air, their ownership stake in the show was worth an astonishing $60 million. In other words, by taking a leap of faith and betting on themselves, they turned a $200 pilot into a small fortune. But their success wasn't just about the money. It was also about the creative freedom that came with it. The low-cost structure of the show meant that there was less pressure to deliver blockbuster ratings every week. This allowed them to experiment, to push boundaries and to explore darker comedic themes without fear of network interference. For instance, Charlie recalls how they were able to blow up a car and sink a boat later on in the series without worrying about escalating costs. It was this creative freedom that allowed them to hone their comedic vision and connect with a devoted fan base who appreciated the show's unique edginess. The golden payoff: millions in their pockets. Let's take a closer look at the financial aspect of this incredible journey. By 2011, just 7 seasons into its run, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia had achieved a remarkable feat. The show's creators and executive producers, Rob McElhenney, Glenn Howerton, and Charlie Day, had reaped the rewards of their bold gamble and were sitting on a combined net worth of $60 million. That's right, the show, which started with a modest $200 investment, had turned into a financial juggernaut. But how did they achieve such staggering wealth? The secret lies in their unique approach to the industry's financial norms. Instead of accepting the standard practice of signing big upfront checks, they opted for a different path. When they first presented their idea for the show, FX recognized its potential and offered them a deal that was unheard of in Hollywood. They were given complete creative control, essentially a blank canvas on which to paint their comedic masterpiece. But perhaps even more importantly, they were allowed to maintain the show's low budget, which was a fraction of what other network sitcoms were accustomed to spending. By embracing a lean production model, the trio saved the network money and, in return, were given an opportunity that most creators can only dream of: creative freedom. However, there was one crucial twist to this deal. Instead of asking for large upfront salaries, they negotiated a significant ownership stake in the show. This meant that instead of earning a steady paycheck, their income would be directly tied to the show's success. And boy, did that gamble pay off. By 2011, just a few years into the show's run, their collective stake was worth a staggering $60 million. That's the equivalent of earning $20 million each year for a decade straight. Not bad for a show that started with a $200 investment. But their success wasn't just about the money. It was also about the creative freedom that this financial model afforded them. With the budget constraints and the network interference that plagues many television shows, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia stood out as a rare gem. The show's creators had the freedom to explore controversial topics, to push the boundaries of dark comedy, and to do it all without worrying about upsetting advertisers or network executives. This unique situation allowed them to develop a dedicated fan base who appreciate the show's unflinching honesty and its willingness to tackle taboo subjects. Beyond the money, unlocked creative freedom. Let's talk about the impact of their unique financial arrangement on the creative process. When most shows are produced, the emphasis is on pleasing the network executives and ensuring maximum appeal to a broad audience. This often leads to watered-down content that lacks the originality and impact that fans crave. But It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was different from the start. The show's creators weren't interested in playing it safe. They wanted to push the envelope, to make people laugh and squirm at the same time. And they did it all without sacrificing the quality of their writing or the authenticity of their vision. So how did they achieve this level of creative freedom? The answer lies in the deal they struck with FX. By opting for a low-cost production model and taking less money upfront, they secured the freedom to make the show they wanted to make. Without the financial burden of expensive sets, props, or special effects, they could focus entirely on writing and directing top-notch episodes that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. What's more, their ownership stake in the show gave them a sense of personal investment in its success. Instead of worrying about pleasing network executives, they could make decisions based on what they believed was best for the show, regardless of how controversial it might be. For instance, Charlie recalls an episode that featured a scene where the gang attends a funeral, a departure from their usual antics. Although some network executives were apprehensive about this change of pace, the creators pressed on, believing it was a necessary risk. The episode in question, The Gang Goes to a Funeral, became a fan favorite, showcasing the benefits of their creative autonomy. A lasting legacy, How Sunny rewrote the rules. The impact of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia extends far beyond its impressive ratings and record-breaking run. It's left an indelible mark on the television industry, inspiring a new generation of creators to challenge the status quo and demand more from their work. After the show's initial success, FX president John Landgraf recognized its potential and proclaimed it the cornerstone of FX's comedy brand. The show's unique approach to production and its commitment to pushing boundaries set a new standard for television comedy. Other shows like Archer, Louie, The League, and Wilfred followed suit, embracing low-cost models and experimenting with unconventional narratives. Moreover, the show's longevity is a testament to its enduring appeal and the power of creative freedom. After 17 seasons, it's still going strong, captivating audiences and breaking records. It's on track to become the longest-running live-action comedy in basic cable history, surpassing even the legendary The Simpsons. This sustained success is a rarity in the television industry, where most shows struggle to survive beyond a few seasons. However, for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the creative freedom fostered by its unique financial structure has been the key to its longevity. By refusing to compromise their artistic vision and by staying true to their unconventional style, the creators have kept audiences engaged and eager for more. Conclusion: the unstoppable power of a wild idea. The story of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a compelling blend of creativity, financial acumen, and sheer audacity. The show's creators took a wild idea, embraced a low